When Lena signed the lease, she didn't even blink at the number. Apartment 313. She didn't care about numerology or superstition. Rent was cheap, the location was central, and she needed a fresh start after breaking up with her fiancé. The building was Soviet era, brutalist and gray as wet cement, but it had thick walls and quiet neighbors, exactly what she wanted. Her first impression was off. The apartment smelled strange. Not rot or mold, just wrong, like old hair and burnt dust. The lights flickered when she turned them on, and the hallway outside always felt colder than it should have been. But the view from the 13th floor was incredible, so she ignored the rest, until the scratching started. It began the third night, soft at first, like nails on wallpaper. Coming from behind the bedroom wall, Lena assumed it was mice. She banged on the wall and it stopped. Then it came back, and now it moved, following her through the apartment, from bedroom to kitchen to bathroom, always on the other side of whatever wall she was near. On the fifth night, she knocked back. 3 nang. It responded with 4. She told the landlord. He waved it off. This building's full of weird noises. Pipes, old vents, maybe next door has a pet. There is no next door, Lena said. 313 is at the end of the hallway. He just shrugged. On the 7th day, she lost power. Only in her unit. The fuse box hadn't blown. Nothing was damaged. An electrician came and stared at the wires in silence for 5 minutes before saying, "This wasn't built right. No grounding, no flow. Nothing should be working in here at all." He left without charging her. That night, she used candles. And that night, the knocking turned to whispers. Not words, not at first. Just breathy syllables, wet and close. She stuffed towels under the door and tried to sleep. She dreamed of a door with no handle, a door made of mirrors. Something behind it scratched and whispered her name. She started researching the building. It was built in 1979. No big incidents, no news stories. But one Reddit thread from 2014 mentioned the 13th floor. Nobody stays in 313 for more than a few weeks. My uncle was the last. He kept saying someone was trying to mirror him. He wouldn't look in the bathroom mirror for days. Then he just walked out the window. They said suicide, but his face... The post ended there. Lena stopped sleeping in the bedroom. She moved to the couch. But even there, she wasn't alone. The whispers followed. The scratching turned to tapping, like fingertips on glass. Her own reflection began to twitch when she didn't. It started small, an eye blink out of sync, a mouth slightly too slow. Then one night, her reflection smiled at her while she was crying. She covered every mirror in the apartment. The next morning, the covers were gone. One night, the lights came back on by themselves. Not all of them, just the bathroom light. It pulsed like breathing. She locked the bathroom door from the outside. In the middle of the night, she heard it open, and the mirror inside cracked. 10 days in, she tried to leave. She packed everything, took the elevator down, hit the ground floor. But when the doors opened, she was back on the 13th. She tried the stairs, 12 floors down, door to the street. Still the 13th. Every hallway window showed the same sky, black and starless, even at noon. She realized then she hadn't seen a single neighbor since moving in. On day 12, she found a journal wedged behind the fridge, written in shaky cursive. Dozens of entries, each one more frantic than the last. It watches me sleep. It learns my face. It doesn't want the apartment. It wants out. The final entry was just 2 words. Don't mirror. The next day, all the furniture was rearranged. She hadn't heard a sound. But now the couch faced the wall, the table floated 2 inches off the ground, and every chair pointed toward the bathroom. The mirrorist was clean. No cracks, no dust, just her face. Only it wasn't. The eyes were wrong, too still. And the smile that bloomed on the reflection wasn't hers. She smashed it with a lamp. The glass screamed, not shattered, screamed as if something inside had been wounded. From then on, she stopped seeing her reflection anywhere. Every surface became matte, black, lightless. Even her phone camera showed only static. She was starting to forget what she looked like. On the 14th night, the whispers grew clear. They said, "Let me out. Let me wear you." The lights flickered, and in the kitchen she stood, a perfect copy. Same face, same hair, same clothes. Only the mouth was wider, and the eyes were hollow, glassy voids. Lena ran into the hallway, but the door wouldn't open. The double followed her, step for step. Then it whispered, "I've practiced. I can be you now." It smiled, and then it lunged. She doesn't remember the fight, only blood and glass, and the sense of something cracking open in the world. She woke on the floor hours later. The double was gone. So was her phone, her ID, every mirror, every photo, everything that proved she had a face. A week later, someone new moved into 314. She watched them from the hallway mirror, waiting, practicing the smile, getting it right. This time she'll get out. 2 months later, Lena's parents received a voicemail. Static, breathing, and then her voice, distorted like speaking through a fan. "Don't trust her. It's not me. If she visits, don't open the door." Then silence. They hadn't heard from their daughter in weeks, but the next morning she rang their doorbell. Same smile, same voice, same memories. Only, she didn't blink often, and she stared too long at mirrors as if studying them, not looking at herself. Meanwhile, in apartment 313, Lena watched through the foggy window of the hallway door. She had no face anymore. The building had taken it, erased it, left her just a shape with memory, but not alone. Others were there too. Reflections of those who'd lived in 3 and 13 before her. Dozens of them, silent, wandering behind the glass, mouthing words, reaching out with hands they didn't have. They didn't speak anymore, but their thoughts bled into hers. It uses us. It sends us out one by one. No one notices, no one questions, because it looks like us. They were copies, perfect reflections, clones made from memory, emotion, and old silver-backed glass. The real one stayed here, like her, forever. Then came the day Lena's mirror self came back. She stepped into apartment 313, humming, looked into the old bedroom mirror, and smiled. "Thank you," she whispered. "I just needed your body to get out." She turned to the mirror, winked, and for the first time, Lena screamed, because she saw what the mirror self really looked like now, not her, something bloated, twisted, covered in faces, hers, Oleg's, dozens, all stitched into a single entity, like reflections fused into a single nightmare. And it said, "You think you're still you? You're just another story in the walls now." Then it reached through the glass and dragged someone else in. The police never investigate apartment 314. They say it doesn't exist. The landlord denies ever renting it out. And every few months, a new tenant moves into the building, confident, smiling, with no known past. Their eyes always look just a little too polished, as if they remember everything they were shown in the mirror, and nothing that came before it.